One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family.
Hello and welcome to SoulCall Global. It's a wonderful Sunday wherever you are, hopefully, and it's a wonderful Sunday where I am. Today I'm broadcasting from the Smoky Mountains and just welcome you to that region of the world. Quite beautiful here. And we are excited for today. We have Sifu Helen Yi with us for Qigong coming up next. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Juneteenth and freedom today. And then we have some wonderful announcements to share because there's always so much going on in our souls here at SoulCall Global on behalf of and an invitation to you. Let's begin.
From here, we'll go into another exercise called, it's just basically arm sway. There's no fancy name for it, but go ahead and put the other foot up front, and you're going to allow your shoulder girdle and your hip girdle to just kind of be very loose and relaxed, bringing your arms just swaying front and back, just allowing your body to get that rhythm, feeling it, smiling, looking out towards the horizon. And when you're ready, if you'd like to kind of challenge your coordination, you want to go ahead and swing your arms in opposite circles, such as that, and get back into the rhythm again. It's a very good coordination exercise, kind of like that, rubbing the belly and tapping the top of the head and then switching. Yeah, so let's try it on this side. Maybe you'll be better, or however you want to. Just go ahead and swing the arms, feeling that movement of the shoulder girdle, the hip girdle, arm swaying, moving the blood, the lymph, the synovial fluids within the joints, and then go ahead and challenge the coordination and going back into the rhythm pattern of the movement, very calming and relaxing. And good. Now, from here, we're going to do some Tai Chi breathing methods. So much of the movements you see in this will be kind of, you might see in a Tai Chi form if you've ever practiced Tai Chi. So the first one is, let's put our feet together, shoulders relaxed, eyes forward. Take a deep breath in and let it out. From here, shifting the weight, emptying the left leg, shifting all the weight onto the right leg. Go ahead and slowly lift up the left leg, place it shoulder width apart. Now you're going to balance the weight on both legs now, and breathing in as you float your arms up to shoulder height. And then lifting up slightly and pressing down, opening the Lao Gungs in the center of the palms, and then just bringing it down, settling into the lower Dantian, which is the battery center just below your navel. You're going to focus your mind, again breathing in, focusing your mind, breathing out into the lower Dantian. There we go. Feel that calmness. And one more time. Just settle it all in and coming out of that. Very good. The next movement is called cloud hands. So it's waving hands like clouds. And this is an alternating movement. So what I like to do is start with the right hand and just circle it through, alternating the hands, allowing your mind in your mind's eye, focusing on the Lao Gong, feeling that connection, the chi in the movement, shifting the weight, left and right legs, and just coming into this meditative pattern. Don't forget to breathe. Just allowing the chi in the mind focus on the Laogang. Remember that where the mind is, the chi follows. The chi is life force energy. Okay. Last one, and coming to center.
Beautiful. Thank you, Helen Yee. In that sense of connection and unity with our body and our mind and our soul together, let's move into a meditation. And this song is something I wrote for myself to remind myself that in the quiet stillness where my heart resides, there's a beauty, and it's always available, ever present, and ever flowing. So take this song and these words and continue that meditation with your mind and your body to let our hearts open and prepare and take in what comes after and use it for our benefit and the benefit of all those whose lives we touch, where your heart resides.
In the quiet stillness where my heart resides, there's a beauty that comes before my eyes. I can see and feel the radiance of my soul, and I know I can be here anytime. There's a place where my heart resides. It's a place where I am always safe, where God and I are one, and that's always there for me. There's a place where my heart resides, and I know I am safe in there, and God and I are one, and I can always take me there. A place where my heart resides, a place where God and I are one. Oh, comfort me, sweet beauty. I know you're always there for me.
Yes, what's always there for us is that spirit that lives and moves and has its being as us. And we can lean into that divine essence at any time, no matter what's going on. Today, I wanted to talk about a celebration and a commemoration that happens this coming Saturday. It's called Juneteenth. If you live in the continental United States, probably there'll be some sort of celebration where you are. Only two states don't officially recognize Juneteenth, and that's Hawaii and South Dakota. Don't know the history of that, but unless you're there, you will hear something happening this coming Saturday for Juneteenth. So, what is Juneteenth? Let me remind us all. June 19th, 1865, in Galveston, Texas. The then leadership, the official leadership of the town, came and told the African American people who had been enslaved there that they were declared free. 1865, as you know, is the end of the Civil War. And most people think that's when emancipation was declared and people were freed at the same time. It didn't actually happen. Emancipation was declared by President Lincoln in 1863. Actually, it might even have been end of 1862. It was almost 2.5 years before the end of the Civil War and the actual announcement in Galveston, Texas. So what did he do? As the leader of then the United States, he declared that all enslaved persons were made free, and they were made free by the following January if those states that wanted to secede didn't come back into the Union. A lot of people don't know that specificity. And so, as we know, they did not come back into the Union, and they continued to struggle. And that struggle became the Civil War. And at the end of the Civil War, those that were wanting the Union prevailed. And the Union required that this declaration that happened 2.5 years before be actually made true. So what I wanted to think about a little bit is this idea of proclamation and declaration. We can proclaim and declare ourselves free from the inside out. We can proclaim it, we can say it, we can affirm it, yet there's something else that has to happen. So what happened with those people who were told on that day, you're now free, right? We wonder sometimes about the history that we didn't hear very much about. Well, those people did something more than receive the proclamation or the declaration. They claimed their freedom. They claimed their freedom. And the claiming of their freedom looked like building their own neighborhoods, their own townships. Between that time and 1915, there were 60 townships that were formed by former enslaved people. So they were considered African American or Black townships. And in those townships, they built businesses. And they elected leaders. And another thing that a lot of people don't know is that after the Civil War, and once people were emancipated and they claimed their freedom, they began to run for office. And there was a time when our Congress was actually representational. It represented all the people. At that time, gender was still an obstacle, so only the men in the African American community ran for office, but they were duly elected. Now, what happened after that? What happened after this freedom was declared and then it was claimed? There was resistance. There was resistance for those who benefited from people not claiming their freedom. And that resistance looked like Jim Crow laws, what's called redlining, to change the congressional districts so that people could no longer be elected and represent the people they lived among, and even terror. So all those things went into play as resistance to the idea of people claiming their freedom. And what does this have to do with us today? A lot of times people are saying, especially right now, there's a lot of tension about race discussions. And people are saying, why are we talking about this? It's so long ago. The thing about it is, all that happened is happening now. We know that in spirit there's no time. So we deal with everything that's part of the human experience in order to use it to let ourselves grow. So even if you want to say that that period is over, the consciousness of it was never eradicated because the consciousness of it was never dealt with. Laws, practices, enforcement, all those things happened. And as you know, 100 years after 1865, after this Juneteenth celebration commemoration happened, the Civil Rights Acts were passed in order to actually try to further emancipate people and allow them to vote and allow them to live where they wanted to live and allow them to live without terror. So we're still in progress about that. It's only been a little over 50 years that happened. So we continue to be in progress to take that declaration and that proclamation and claim it for ourselves. And that's for all people. You see, when you oppress or enslave or make conditional the life of another person, you also make your own life conditional. Then you are trapped in that as well. So the freedom comes when we claim it and we accept it for others. And we can declare and we can proclaim that we are free from discord. We can declare that we are prosperous. We can declare that we are healthy. But we don't experience it until we actually claim it. So what does claiming look like? What does claiming your freedom look like? It's what you do with what you have. How does a free person behave? How does a free person act? What does a free person say? What does a free person give? What does a free person focus on? What does freedom look like in your life? Do you declare yourself free? Do you proclaim that you are free? But do you claim your freedom by your behavior and your actions? And what is the greatest freedom of all? The freedom to love. To love even those that may want to keep you from knowing your freedom because they're locked into a different relationship. They're limiting themselves to thinking that they have to be in relationship to you and you need to be in a lower position. And that isn't just about African American people in this country. That's about all kinds of dynamics where people are confused about our unity and that there's enough for all of us. So when we claim our freedom and claim it by being love in our lives, we are truly free to meet any circumstance, any situation with a force that's more powerful than anything else. You see, people could be held. They could be terrorized. They could be held back by actual forces. But in their mind, they knew there was an aspect of them that was free. Because you see, you can't act on something that you don't believe is part of you. So when this proclamation happened, when the declaration happened, and people began to immediately build businesses and elect themselves, it's because it was in their consciousness already. They were prepared by the knowing and the claiming of freedom. So when you have circumstances show up in your life and they're challenging and they're difficult, and you respond with love, it's because it was already present as your consciousness. So we practice, we practice, we practice, we practice, we practice. And we get a chance to practice all the time. So let this Juneteenth, even if you're not African American, become something that you commemorate and celebrate as a reminder that we can claim freedom in our lives at any time, no matter what is being put in the road in front of us, no matter who is appearing to try to keep us from it. We can claim our freedom by our behavior. And ask yourself that question. Who am I when I am free? And how do I demonstrate and claim my freedom? So Saturday, when you wake up, send blessing to the ancestors who took full advantage of that day and that declaration and claimed their freedom. And let their story be an inspiration for claiming yours. Freedom.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. Over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my own grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more weeping, don't you know? No more weeping. No more weeping over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my own grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. I'm going home to my Lord and be free.
freedom. Wanted to utilize that song as, again, a celebration and commemoration of the way that people found their way to sing through some of the pain and remember freedom. So may that be your way as well. We have so much to share here at SoulCall Global. I would like to remind you that your donations keep us going and keep us capable of doing more and more, and at some point opening up wide and having live events. But for now, doing a lot in the community of Columbus and other places in the country to help those needing a helping hand at this moment. And so your donations go a long way, and no amount is too small or too big. Feel free to share from your heart. And prayers are a big part of what we spend time on here at SoulCall. I know I take advantage of our amazing prayer team, of which I'm a part, regularly. If there's something on your heart or in your family that needs our support and our consciousness, please send us a note at prayers@SoulCall Global, and we are happy to hold that in consciousness for you and with you, and on behalf of whoever you write us about. And there's power in that concentration. People can actually feel literally a vibration coming toward them from all of these deep intentions of goodwill. So send us your prayers. Backyard medicine begins, and we're so excited to have that coming back again. But it begins on Tuesday, the 15th, which is just a couple of days from now. So it's had wild and great reviews, and it starts again on Tuesday. So please go on the website and sign up for that. I've heard great things about it. Another wonderful thing happening, if you happen to be in Columbus, there is an art in the park. So SoulCall is back outdoors, having some fun and doing good things. So Sunday, June 27th at the park, join us for that. It'll be wonderful. Now, another wonderful thing that you get to do, because there's always something for every aspect of you, whether it's prayer, meditation, or creativity, you can create your own ceramic tile with Eric Rausch, Carol Witt, and Kathy Rausch. There's food and fun and more. So you can go to the website for more information on that. Create your own ceramic tile. I want to do it. Be great. We're in the summer session of Writing as a Path to Awakening. We've had one session. So if you want to jump in for the second session, because we will have a total of 6, I can happily welcome you this early stage, because that'll be the last chance to jump in on this summer program. We are writing together as community and diving deep into our own souls and retrieving what's there to share that will illuminate our own path and the path for other people. And it's been so beautiful to spend time with these amazing human beings. And each of us is a writer because we have words to share. So consider joining us. Meditation every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And recommend that for you because it's from 8 to 9. It gives you a chance to, even if you're in a class, like in a class with me or with Lisa or Natalia or anyone else, you can join after and then go into your evening in a restful and peaceful way. We all need all these tools to navigate life and to wake up each day with the possibility of creating something new in our experience and the experience of others. So we invite you to all the offerings of SoulCall. Please check out the website, engage with us, write us, share with us your stories of what's making a difference to you, because we love hearing from you and we are connected with you because we're all one at the very deepest level. So today we will jump into the Zoom room for the SoulCall Rewind. It says 11, but we'll start a little early, about 10 to 11. So if you want to come in a little early and hang out a bit, we'll be going just till about 11:15 today. As I said, I'm broadcasting from the Smoky Mountains, and there's a pink Jeep picking me up at 11:20. So I need to jump into the pink Jeep and go see the Smoky Mountains while I'm in this territory, going cross country. It's a wonderful thing, technology. I get to be with you and be on the road as well. So thank you to SoulCall for our wonderful technology, and to our wonderful Natalia, who's behind the scenes here, making it all work so seamlessly. We appreciate her. We appreciate our wonderful Qigong expert, Helen, and we appreciate the music that we had a chance to hear, and our dear Lisa, who's speaking somewhere else, giving her gifts to another group of people, because the message is one that we want to make sure the whole world will hear. So share us with your friends. Let people know about SoulCall. Let people know about all of our programs. We'd love to see them and to know more people in our beautiful family, one family. So know that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're celebrating or commemorating or knowing, know this: you are loved.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.